Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Kimmy Vapes here, and today I will be reviewing the VooPoo 2 mod with the UForce sub-ohm tank as a kit. So let's take a vape and go down below, and I'll show you up close what comes in the kit. Okay, and here it is, the VooPoo 2 mod and the VooPoo UForce sub-ohm tank. Both of these products were sent to me from VooPoo themselves for the purpose of this review today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the mod first. Okay, so when we open up the box, the first thing you'll see is that you get a few little cards. One of them being the gene chip, just a little card telling you the chip in the name of the chip inside the mod. And then you get a VooPoo warranty card and the VooPoo instruction manual for your mod. And inside your box, the box is going to come with the mod and a box which includes your USB charger for updating and charging the mod. Okay, taking a look at the mod itself, it is a 180 watt dual 18650 battery mod. It does 80 watt in single battery compartment A. It contains the same gene chip as the VooPoo drag mod. It does temp control with an 80 watt max in temp control. The mod is 88 millimeters tall, 53 millimeters wide, and 33 millimeters thick at its largest point. Has a spring-loaded off-centered 510 pin, and I like that the spring-loaded 510 pin is actually set further back from your fire button, and it gives plenty of room for larger atomizers. So the way that the VooPoo 2 mod works is that the doors slide out, this door being your main A door. If you want, you can run this mod in single battery mode on the A side, and it will do up to 80 watts. And if we flip it over here, you'll see access to your second battery compartment, and this is the B side. And they have these nice little battery ribbons so that you can take the batteries out easily. You'll see markings for the positive and the negative side, and also it's labeled B compartment. And to insert your battery, you'll take your negative side, and you'll see it has a spring-loaded battery contact pin there, and put your negative side in first and pop it down. On the other side, the same thing. You have your label for the A compartment, your positive and your negative. On this side, the spring-loaded battery contact is on the positive side, so you'll take the positive and put it in, pushing down slightly and slide it in. So as I mentioned, the doors slide out. The doors are also removable. At about the halfway mark, you'll feel that it will come, you'll feel a little give, and if we flip this door over, you can see that there are notches in both the top and the bottom of the door. And two really large magnets which hold the door on, and you can see the little track system there. So to put your door back on, you're just going to line it up with those tracks and slide it back in. Now the material here on the doors seems to be some sort of vinyl sticker there. The mod that I got comes in what they call the color raisin, which to me it looks like a sort of like a snakeskin appearance. It doesn't have a snakeskin texture, but there is some texture to the sticker that you can feel, and you might be able to see it there on camera. And the inlay is surrounded by a rainbow colored aluminum frame, and also taking off the door, as you've seen when I flip the door over, it also has a sticker. This is not acrylic or resin. It is a sticker just like on the other side, and you can kind of feel where there's indents in the door. When you push down, the sticker moves, and you can probably hear it too when I do that. I've been using this mod for around 3 weeks now. I don't see any wear and tear on the doors or on the sticker, but that is a concern of mine, since it is a sticker, that those might start to peel up after a given time there. But they seem to be held down pretty well. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the board itself. So this is the Gene board. It is one of the most accurate boards to date, so it's right up there with the DNA chips and the Yeehee chips. So to turn the mod on and off, you'll go 5 clicks, and the mod is off. 5 clicks to turn it back on. Has a very nice bright screen. You get 2 battery indicators with battery bars there. And then at the top you have your resistance of your coil, the voltage, and on the bottom is the button press for when you press the button, how many seconds you hold the button. Since I don't have an atomizer on there, it's not going to show that. And then of course over here is your wattage. Your top button is your up button, and this does move in 0.1 watt increments, but it also has fast cycling, which will go in 1 watt increments, and it goes fairly fast. And then there's your down button. You can flip the screen by holding both the down button and the fire button at the same time. And you can lock the device by pushing the fire button and the up button at the same time. You can go into mode by holding both the up and down button. So if you're in wattage mode, I'm going to have to switch the mod now that I changed the screen here. So if you're in wattage mode, you can go through the different settings, which would be your custom function, soft, hard, and to toggle through those, you'll push the fire button, your serial number, and lastly your version. So if you push that, it will show you the version of software on your chip. If you push the serial number, it's going to show the serial number of the Gene chip. So going back to wattage, press it, and you'll go back out. So now we are going to go into the temp control mode. To go into temperature control mode, you're going to press the button 3 times quickly, and you'll see now it displays your temperature. So holding your up button and your fire button, you can change the type of material, and this is just toggling through with the up and down buttons. So once you're in stainless steel temperature mode, you can simply adjust it, pushing your up and down, and it goes in 1 degree increments, and then has of course speed cycling as well. And once you get to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, it will stop, and you can go all the way back down to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you push the down button one more time, it will take you into Celsius degrees, and you can change your Celsius. When it gets to the end of Celsius, you can push it one more time and it will go back into Fahrenheit. Okay, so that is the VooPoo 2 mod. Let's go ahead and take a look at the UForce sub-ohm tank next. Okay, here is the UForce sub-ohm tank. It's going to come with a VooPoo warranty card, a manual for how to disassemble, assemble the coil head and fillet, as well as some precautions. Okay, so here is the sub-ohm tank. Now I was only sent 1 sub-ohm tank, so I have been using this, so it does have some juice in it. Tried to clean it up the best I could here, so hopefully it's not too gunky for you guys. Anybody that doesn't like seeing that, I do apologize, but I was only sent one and wanting to obviously use this device. So it is 24 millimeters in diameter. It holds 3.5 milliliters of e-liquid. It is a top fill tank. In order to fill it, you'll just push where you see the little triangle, slide it back, and that will reveal the fill port, which has a gasket there to make sure that it's sealed when you close it. And to close it, you'll just push it back closed. It comes with a 810 style drip tip. Now the drip tip is O-ring fitted, so since there are no fitted O-rings on the inside of the opening, you will not be able to use your goon style drip tips since those are press fit. So you'll want 810 style drip tips which have the O-ring on the drip tip. To install a new coil, you'll simply unscrew the bottom base. And the glass is held on by O-rings at both top and bottom, and the top O-rings are quite strong, so you can definitely change a coil if there's a little bit of liquid in there. But as you can see, that chimney is very short, so this is going to be one of those tanks that to change your coil head, either it's going to have to be nearly empty or completely empty to change the coil head. So I have been using this coil head exclusively for the entire time that I've been using this mod. Now I do have several mods that I'm rotating through, so this is not something that I use all day every day. So what I've done is I have made sure to keep track of how much e-liquid I've used in this tank to determine the coil head longevity. So this is a 0.4 ohm coil head. Okay, camera, focus, come on. Stay with me, camera. Okay, there we go. So this is a 0.4 ohm coil head. It is recommended 40 to 80 watts, best between 55 and 65 watts. Does not say what kind of metal, but it appears just to be a basic round wire coil. And on the other side, which is nice, is they have this little minimum indicator marker. So anybody that uses sub-ohm tanks knows that you never want to vape your sub-ohm tank dry, because when there's no e-liquid getting to that cotton, you will burn the cotton on the inside of your coil head. So it's really nice that they put that little indicator there for a visual to kind of remind you, oh, my e-liquid has hit that minimum line, I need to refill my tank. And to uninstall and install the coil, you'll simply unscrew the coil from the base. And this is, like I said, I have been using it, so it's gunky. So anybody that gets grossed out by seeing e-liquid all over someone's fingers, I do apologize. And the UForce tank does come with a spare coil, as well as spare O-rings and a spare glass insert. I'm just going to screw this back together here and grab a napkin to clean up my mess. Okay, so I have been vaping in this sub-ohm tank exclusively Hit That Donut, Strawberry Donut by Hit That Juice. And it's a 60 ml bottle, and I have pretty much used all 60 ml. There's an itty bit in there. There might be like 2 mils left in that bottle. So pretty much I've passed 60 mils through this coil head. I'm starting to get the flavor waning. You know, it's not wicking as quickly, and the flavor's a bit off. So I would say it's pretty much done. Now, coil head longevity is very subjective because there are so many variables that go into what kind of e-liquid you're using. Is it high VG? Is it 50-50, 70-30? And of course, how much sweetener is in the e-liquid? darker, heavier, richer. E-liquids tend to gunk up the coil quicker. So there's a lot of variables in how long your coil is going to last. So I can't really say, oh, this coil lasted me a really long time. What I can tell you is using this e-liquid, this coil lasted me 60 milliliters, which I think is pretty good for a sub-ohm tank. So let's go ahead and just put the UForce sub-ohm tank back on the VooPoo 2 mod. So let's go back up top, have a vape on it, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on the VooPoo 2 mod and UForce sub-ohm tank. Okay, that was an up and close look of the VooPoo 2 mod and the UForce sub-ohm tank. So what are my thoughts? I'll go ahead and cover the UForce sub-ohm tank first. I'm really loving the flavor on this UForce sub-ohm tank. It produces amazing flavor. It has lots of airflow. It's got 3 airflow slots that are pretty nice in size on it, and you can get some really good clouds and still get good flavor off of it. And it also performs well when you close down the airflow, and I like my airflow closed off about halfway, and you get really amazing flavor on it. I'll go ahead and take a vape so you can see. Lots of airflow. Now it is a little loud as far as the airflow goes. I feel like it is a little on the loud side compared to other sub-ohm tanks I've had, but it's not a deal killer because I get really good flavor. So another pro that I like about the sub-ohm tank is the way that you fill it in the top fill method, and that it literally is a one-handed operation that you can just slide the tank's lid over and fill your tank. So you don't have to worry about taking and unscrewing a cap and sitting the cap down on a surface and maybe the cap gets dirty, or worse, like I do all the time, I drop my cap and it goes rolling across the floor. So I really like the top fill method on this tank, and overall I think that they did a really good job on the design. But I do have a con for this tank, and it's kind of the only con that I have, and that is that they did not include a spare gasket for your fill port. So if something happens and that gasket breaks, or with time it degrades, you have no way of replacing it, and without that gasket your tank will leak, render it pretty much useless. So that's my con for the tank. Other than that, I think it's a really great sub-ohm tank. As far as where you can pick up the sub-ohm tank, so far what I've seen on VooPoo's website is they're only including the UForce tank with the VooPoo 2 mod, the VooPoo drag mod, and I believe they may be including it with their other VooPoo mod too. But I definitely know with the VooPoo 2 and the drag, they're including it as a kit. So now on to the mod. VooPoo does a really good job with their mods as far as the chipset goes. The Gene chip is one of the best chips on the market currently. It has the quickest response time as far as when you hit the fire button and it fires the coil. It's also got really nice accurate temp readings. It's really got really nice accurate wattage readings, and it reads my coils correctly. So the chip is amazing. Now as far as the box goes, I am not a fan at all of this slide out method of inserting your batteries, these slide out doors. Unfortunately, the doors move a lot. So I find myself, when I'm just vaping, clicking the doors. And they are, especially on this side, depending on which way I'm holding it. If I'm thumb firing, the doors don't move. If I'm finger firing, which is usually how I like to vape, because they position the 510 further back from the fire button, and I like that, and I like to finger fire that way. So it's just natural and feels good to finger fire, but finger firing when I'm gripping the mod, that door will slide around on me, and now it's not going to do it. The door will slide around on me and make noise, and just not a big fan of the style doors that they put on there. The mod itself feels sturdy. The body of the mod feels nice and sturdy. I've been using this for 3 weeks. I put it in and out of my purse. I throw it in my cup holder in my car, and the paint looks perfect. Not a single chip on the paint. So awesome. Kudos to VooPoo for putting a really good paint job on the mod. The laminate on the doors, I worry because they are stickers, that I worry over time they'll peel off, but so far no peeling. I kind of like the design. It's colorful, and usually I don't do a lot of really colorful design mods like this, but the doors kind of grew on me as far as the pattern and the color. That's going to be completely subjective. Obviously, if you're a guy, you might not want something that's so bold and colorful and kind of girly looking. But for me, I like the color of it. I just can't get past the sliding doors on it. As far as cons for it, another con that I have for, besides the doors that I have for this mod, is the lock function. In the manual, it states that to lock the mod but still be able to fire it, you'll just hold down the up button and the fire button and that'll lock it. And it does. But when I go to lock it, it says it's locked. No firing. And the user manual says it should be able. So unfortunately, you cannot lock your wattage or your up and down buttons and still vape on it. It locks the whole mod. So I kind of wish they would do, and they may have already, but not that I've seen. They need to do a firmware update to update that, because I think it's really important to be able to lock those up and down buttons so you don't accidentally change your wattage. Other than that, that's all the cons I have for the mod. I think that the combination, the sub-ohm tank and the mod together look great. Everything about the sub-ohm tank appeals to me, the easeability of sliding it open to fill it. The mod itself, the chip is fantastic. If you don't have a mod with the gene chip in it, I highly recommend, maybe if you're looking for a mod to purchase, and not necessarily this particular one. There was a lot of really good reviews on the VooPoo drag. I know that DJ LSB Vapes did a tech review on it where he did all the specs and tests on the gene chip, so you can go over and head over to his channel and check that one out. But I think it's a good solid chip, and as far as the device goes, that's pretty subjective. If you're someone that likes to fidget and you want to play with your door all day, it'll be a great mod. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the VooPoo 2 and the UForce tank. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please hit that subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so you'll get notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later. Bye-bye. Hello, I'm a little potato head Coil because my camera won't focus.